Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, a woman's claim of police brutality. We've got the story. The health minister's concern over non-communicable diseases. How the Jamaican community is celebrating Emancipation Day, plus Peppa Pig puts a smile on kids' faces.
Our News is brought to you by AALIYAH.
Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Kyle Joaquin. Top of news tonight, photos of two Abaca women alleging police brutality went viral on social media on Sunday. One with a heavily bruised lip and the other in blood-soaked clothing and severe eye damage. Despite their physical scars, the women say the emotional damage is a much heavier burden. GIORGIO BAIN reports.
Photos of two women alleging police brutality took over social media on Sunday. One lady with a heavily bruised lip and the other in blood-soaked clothing and severe eye damage. Despite their physical scars, the women say the emotional damage is a much heavier burden.
For two young girls, as small as we are, I feel like it was wrong for them to do what they do to us and not give us the right care.
That's all it says it.
I can't never say I was ever hitting my face directly like that. I can never say that. So it's the first for me, and I don't know how to feel.
The cousins were said to be heading home after a fun-filled night at Rolleville Regatta in Exuma when they noticed a roadblock up ahead. The vehicle's headlight was out and the vehicle allegedly was not licensed, so the driver reportedly complied when asked to pull over.
So the inspector came around and we looked irate. I don't know. So he came and he put his hand in the window and he tried to open the door. So I locked it back. Then he opened it again and locked it back. And then he finally opened it and he yanked me in the car and he pushed me against the car and I said, what happened? I said, woman, you weren't supposed to be touching me. So he kind of do a little flex. And then I guess he thought I was trying to hit him. So he like put me in the headlock and he was punching me down like 5 or 6 punches. Like when he saw punching me, I was on the ground like that. He put the handcuff on me and he did it really tight. So my wrists were like swollen and I had cuts. And she was trying to stop him, but I was like, he didn't want to stop. He was trying to get me hurt, get me in the police car. It was three male police now. No females in the car, so I didn't want to go. So I was trying to not back up because I didn't want to go in the car. But they put me in the car and she really came in the car with me.
20-year-old AALIYAH BAIN, DEJAH's older cousin, said she willingly went into the car because she didn't want to leave her cousin alone. But on the ride to the police station, the situation escalated.
So they was trying to take her by herself. Three male officers, one female. They was trying to take by herself. I was like, I'm not letting it happen. I'm coming in the car with her. I willingly went in the car with her. No bruises, nothing. While I was in the car, I was telling them they was wrong for what they did to her. Hitting her, causing her bleed, doing all that stuff. The guy got mad. He was driving and he turned around and he started to swing back 3 times.
The pair said once they got to the station, they were ignored until a female officer arrived.
When they got us to the station, they didn't really check for us. We was asking them to use the bathroom. We was asking them for a female officer. Like she said, they cut off the lights. They ignored us until a female came. They finally brought the female, and when the female came, they took us to the clinic.
Commissioner of Police Anthony Ferguson said a team has been sent to Exuma to investigate these brutality allegations. LAING says they just want justice.
I want justice. I want this to be heard. I want the public involved. I want everybody involved. Because it ain't the first time the police did something like this. So I just needed to be heard. The story to be heard.
Reporting for Our News, I'm GIORGIO BAIN.
Health officials are looking to get a better idea of just how deadly non-communicable diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and cancer have become in the Bahamas. Those findings are expected to be released over the next few weeks as a part of the Ministry of Health STEP survey. Jasmine Brown has more.
According to Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands, the ministry is still compiling NCD mortality figures from 2017 to 2018. However, Dr. Sands says it's no secret that there have been a tsunami of NCD-related deaths.
As we try to stop this tsunami, the problem is that we have not turned the tide. There's some bright signs. The data that you've asked for, we are not yet done compiling. That would be the 2019 STEP survey. That will tell us where we stand with obesity. Is it more than, between obesity and overweight, more than 80%, almost a world leader. Hypertension, diabetes, world leader. The Bahamas it stands out with non-communicable diseases.
The Ministry of Health is conducting the 2019 STEP survey in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization on 7 islands to assess health habits and risk factors for the diseases. STEP is a simple, standardized method for collecting, analyzing, and disseminating data in World Health Organization member countries. The household survey, similar to the national census, collects information on the health habits of Bahamians and their risk factors for chronic, non-communicable diseases like diabetes, hypertension, cancer, and chronic respiratory diseases.
If you look country by country and you ask, why do people die? A certain percentage of the deaths could be ascribed to communicable diseases and another percentage. The Bahamas is punching well above its weight in terms of the number of deaths and disability due to non-communicable diseases.
So just how serious are NCDs in the Bahamas? Well, according to World Health Organization stats, they accounted for 74% of deaths in the Bahamas in 2016. Nearly 1,800 people in the Bahamas died from NCDs that year, 890 men and 880 women.
The Bahamas suffers from a disproportionate burden of disability and deaths from non-communicable diseases. If you look country by country and you ask, why do people die? A certain percentage of the deaths could be ascribed to communicable diseases and another percentage. The Bahamas is punching well above its weight in terms of the number of deaths and disability due to non-communicable diseases. In other words, the choices that we make or that we don't make is killing us, or they are killing us. Let me get my grammar correct, okay? So a disproportionate number of Bahamians die because of the consequences of non-communicable diseases, obesity, hypertension, heart disease, kidney failure, lung disorders, and we are bearing a bigger burden than most other countries in the world. That is a dubious distinction.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
All right, thanks, Jasmine. Well, police investigating an incident on Grand Bahama that has left an American man in hospital with a gunshot wound and 2 Bahamians nursing stab wounds. According to reports, just after midnight, officers were called to a resort along Silver Point Drive where they met the man with a gunshot wound to the hand. He had reportedly gotten into a physical altercation with a group of men. He was transported to hospital. Police say a short time later, 2 Bahamian men showed up at Ram Memorial Hospital suffering from stab wounds about the body. Both are said to be in serious but stable condition. An investigation is underway. Well, Anglerston MP GLENYS HANNA-MARTIN is calling on police to give some explanation into what is going on in a photo that made the rounds on social media last week. In it is what appears to be a woman being dragged by her feet by police officers near a police station.
Let me say this, right? I don't know what the facts are. And I am quite amazed that because of the alarm that has been ignited in the public domain after seeing those images, I'm amazed that there's no explanation. The police have yet to give an explanation to the Bahamian people what was happening in that photograph, which appears to show a handcuffed woman being dragged on a tar road by a police officer, almost like an animal. The photograph is disturbing and offensive. It's offensive because it's a woman, but not just because it's a woman, any citizen.
Videos that accompanied the photo showed the same woman acting a bit strange in the middle of a busy street. The photo has since caused quite the stir online, with people questioning why the woman was being dragged. Our News reached out to the Royal Bahamas Police Force for an explanation, but got no response.
You know, I'm just surprised that they have not seen fit to explain that, because we have rights, we are protected by law, and so when questions arise that create doubt about that fundamental premise, I would have thought that the police would have responded by now. Obviously, they probably had to investigate, but it's now days. And I think that the silence exacerbates everything. I mean, there is an obligation and a duty to explain to the BAIN people what's happening there.
As the Bahamas celebrates Emancipation Day, the Jamaican community here in the Bahamas also commemorating the holiday with all the food and good vibes you can imagine at Botanical Gardens. From curry chicken to just about jerk everything, we got to sink our teeth into some of the flavors.
We have oxtail, curry mutton, we have jerk pork, we have jerk chicken, we have ackee and codfish, we have escovitch fish, rice and peas, white rice, boiled food, we have it, name it. In the juice, lemonade.
Lemonade.
And ginger.
And ginger. You have any Magnum?
No.
No, we have no Magnum
Not today.
What's the Magnum good for?
Magnum? Yeah. You know that's stamina.
Okay, and the saltfish, we have festival, we have jerk chicken and jerk pork, we have the Jamaican rice and peas and white rice, and we have some homemade fruit punch and some Gatorade.
How good is your ackee and codfish roast? On a scale of 1 to 10?
What, 9?
The girls were all fired up and the juices were flowing during the event, where the local Jamaican community were out repping their colors. But Bahamans also got in on some of the good stuff, like CJ's Sky Juice.
It's about the 5th, 6th year I've been out here along with the Jamaican independence.
Okay, cool. So, you make the Sky Juice yourself?
Yeah, I'm all the way from Lucha Sky Juice.
All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good is your Sky Juice?
Well, I can't find no one yet who could do it better than me.
Oh. See that? See the juices?
It's a lot of juice.
Yeah.
What's the red one?
Beet juice.
Good for your blood.
Beets and carrot and ginger. And we have natural ginger beer too.
Natural ginger beer?
Yeah.
It's good though. I had this before. You know I had this before. Still to come, a week after its convention, a former MP says that now's the time for the PLP to unite. And a little later on, we check out Peppa the Pig. Stay tuned.